Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
You know, I'm just happy that I have you on the show this week because I finally got somebody who could take the heavy lifting when it comes to good looks because it's been such a drag to be the one to be the eye candy of Turnbuckle Tabloid.
You're the copy of Turnbuckle Tabloid.
Yeah, so please thank you for being able to take that burden off of me because having to do my makeup and my face and get my it's just it gets tedious for some time.
Oh, it is.
And secondly, I know he's sick right now, and shout out to our boy Helmut Mike. He'll be popping around soon, but yeah, I sometimes he could be a little bit long-winded. It's time for us to cut it down a little bit. Hey, listen, he just learned a new Spanish word the other day. So.
Oh man, I made sure to remind him every 2 minutes that he learned it.
Now we have to see what uncomfortable situations he'll be using it.
Yeah.
In case you guys don't know, returning to Turnbuckle Tabloid, we have our girl Adi sitting in, and big things happening. Adi and Homework will be having a debut of their show coming up. It's I'm excited. You guys are ready to crank it out. What's the show's name and what's going to be happening there?
Well, it's History Headlocks with Adi and Mike, and we're going to be discussing the historical moments or historical transitions throughout the history of wrestling. For example, entrance music, indie wrestlers to main stars throughout their historical career, among other things like the WrestleMania logos, how they've evolved over the years.
Mm-hmm.
few other things that we're still in the works with.
Listen, it's different from what I would do here, and something that I know listenerships will be clamoring for from here on out. The network is definitely growing day by day. Shout out to all those who subscribed already, and looking forward to more individuals to be a part of it as well, more viewers and such. New York WrestleMedia, guys, check us out on YouTube and also on Twitch, and we'll be on TikTok as well. But on TikTok, it's mostly still going to be on the Turnbuckle Tabloid, but that's on another streaming basis. But yeah, you guys show Call It a Pinfall. Got a lot of content coming up in there, and I'm really excited for you guys to be part of it, man. Thanks for taking the time for coming in.
Okay, time.
Oh, now you're offended, Mike. I thought you were sick. You shouldn't be here. He's on Instagram or he's being sensitive. Oh, talking shit when I'm not there.
Oh my.
It's
all
love.
love.
He says, I'm dying here. Oh, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
you'll be fine. So, SummerSlam. I mean, before we go into it, was the card a big build up for you? Were you excited for the build up as it was being released and how it was playing out?
For some of the matches, yes, definitely. Obviously, the Drew CM Punk match. I mean, that was the match of the night, I think, in terms of storyline build up and excitement and anticipation, and the world title matches as well. I think they did a really good job building up this pay-per-view compared to some of the ones previously in the year. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was probably like second best behind night 2, WrestleMania night 2.
Yeah, I was very more into the fact that now that we know that SummerSlam is going to be a 2-night event from here on out, this was probably the big launching pad for the fans to be really excited to see that happen. That was like real key for me because it was just legit captivating. Shout out to our boy Rob out there in VA. What's good, Rob? What's good, guy? And also, it looks like you have finally somebody recognizes. Yes, a lady's in the building. Welcome. Yes, there is a lady here. Listen, I'm not. I don't get jealous too easily. I'm very welcome. Listen, just remember who's the head of the show. All right, stop losing your mind, guys.
You're the boss. You're the boss.
But yeah, like I said, the launching pad for me is just knowing that this is going to be a 2-night event, and these guys actually brought it to where it's like, yeah, now we're going to be anticipating. It's going to be something big. Even Triple H announced, he says like, yeah, although we made an announcement that 2026 is going to be a SummerSlam event, he's like, I don't see us going back to single nights SummerSlam anymore.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense though.
Wrestling fan Frankie says it was a good show. Didn't drag at all. It wasn't dragging. No, it didn't actually.
No, it didn't.
Even with the multiple appearances of Jelly Roll, like I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But other than, by the way, everybody is applauding his choke slam.
Hey, it was pretty impressive.
No, but my question to you is it the person giving the choke slam or the person receiving the choke slam, the ones that sell it the most?
Jumping up into the air and dropping back and selling it. That's true.
Yeah. So that's the debate here. What it was more impressive, but yeah. So other than that, let's kick off what we have on the card per se. Kicking off that night, we had the opening was Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. Not only was it for the Women's World Championship, but I guess we're gonna say it was the Heart and whatever he got going on with Dominic.
The Heart and mullet.
I mean, yeah, another one that Mike didn't learn about. He didn't know what a Dirty Sanchez was. That yeah. He's so closeted. We're gonna break you out there more, Mike. We're gonna show you the ways of certain things, sir.
You know, I appreciate the purity of Mike, though.
That's why he's whole milk. That's why it is. That's what it is.
You're whole milk.
The build-up for this match was on epic proportions. I said it on the last episode, the prediction show. I said this is an old episode of Dos Mujeres Un Camino. So
Yeah.
like this is like one of those novellas. What was your thought about the Rhea return and how it was playing out going into the match?
Oh, they did a great job. You know, they kept it going. I mean, it really, really started maybe like in January when Liv came back at the Rumble. She came back with a vengeance, right? She
Mhm.
wanted to get back at Rhea. So they built it up. Even with Rhea being injured, they still kept up the story of, you know, Rhea's away and Liv's trying to play. And is Dominic falling for it, or is he really truly pushing her away? What's going on? So when she did come back, it was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. You really thought that Dominic was with her at the end of the day. It was all a joke on Rhea, man.
Ain't that did you see it coming though? Did you see it coming?
I mean, obviously, I think sometimes WWE could be very predictable with where their storylines are going to go. So yeah, I saw it coming. Definitely knew SummerSlam was going to be the moment where we see Dominic say bye-bye, Rhea. Hello, Liv. But
Shout out to my boy Anton who jumped in. Yeah, continue because I like the woman's look for this because you know, especially with the guys like, man, I wish two ladies were coming after me like that. What was
Right.
your way of the story telling her how it went and how it was going down?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. You know, seeing Liv turning into like a single white female kind of character where she was kind of almost trying to take over Rhea's place, not just in Dom's life, but in Judgment Day, right?
Mhm.
She was wooing all of them minus Damien, who wasn't falling for her crap. Bought
Right.
them the PlayStation, the TV, the chicken nuggets. And it was just like, oh wow, like she's really going in with this like crazy little like obsession. She wants to be Rhea, but not at the same time, you know.
The
And
one
she
thing
wants
that I can say is she knows how to go away to a man's heart. She knows how
right.
to get
Hey, she got all the toys and all the chicken nuggets, you know. The big platter that was hysterical.
the simplistic things that go along with it. But other than that, going into the match itself, I didn't realize how long this match actually went.
I think it was one of the longer
uh,
matches of the whole show, right?
right. It went over 15, and to say the least, Liv has gone over leaps and bounds from what she was from prior in the game when she first started. Your thoughts?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, she was never not good, but in terms of her character work and her in-ring talents, yes, she's improved big time, especially with her personality. That her coming back as a heel, she needed that.
Nick makes a comment that says, Dom just wants to be where the gold is.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll find out on Raw on whether he'll miss calling somebody mommy or wanting to be known as daddy now. We'll find that out soon enough.
Like you saw his Instagram post, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was eating the chicken and he's like, she gets me.
Oh. Yeah, they actually said they sold it. She gave a little tongue to him as well. I was like, oh, yeah, really? Okay.
Wow, it's so funny how him and Rhea never kissed on TV, and now that he's a married man in real life,
I know, right?
I would live all over TV. It's like,
yeah, listen, hey, good for him. You go, Dom. You go, Dom. But the match itself, like I said, Rhea returning looked like she didn't have any ring rust. She looked really well. And the one thing that a lot of people were complimenting her, especially when we were at the Seneca. Shout out to the Seneca. They were lovely to us again as well. And they're looking forward to us to do it again really, really soon. A lot of people there were like, they forget how impressive that Rhea is when it comes to selling as well. She actually gave a little bump around for a little bit to Liv and such. So she knows how to return the favor.
yeah, she does. No, she looks fantastic. She looked fantastic. She's in phenomenal shape.
That's why now Liv can call him daddy.
Daddy. Yeah, he's Daddy Dom.
And when the turn happened, was there like a sense of, oh, that's interesting? Or
I really liked how they did it because it felt like at first Dominic was trying to tell her, "Don't hit her with the chair. You're going to lose the match. You're not going to win the belt." Like he was protecting Rhea.
Right.
And the accidental chair went into the middle of the move, and she got slammed into the chair. But when you saw his smile, you caught that, right?
Oh yeah. Very shifty.
Very shifty, looking over his shoulder with his smile, like, gotta. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's it like I said, it is reminiscent of China and Eddie back then, but also like with their own turn for it now. I actually am very impressed that they could take an old angle and revise it and make it more common.
And the connection that there were. I also saw somebody compare it to Miss Elizabeth and Sherry with the Macho Man.
Yeah. That's are we gonna see the WrestleMania moment where they're back together and
she jumps into arms or he jumps into Rhea's arms probably.
Exactly right. But we had this match. I said it went just over almost 16 minutes. We got Liv retaining here. I didn't think that was a big surprise for that to occur, but at the same time, how it played out, I thought they played it out perfectly. I thought it was a great job there.
Yeah.
Next up, we get Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. This felt like a squash match to me for some reason. This felt like a squash.
I heard earlier today that the match was actually supposed to go 10 minutes, and for whatever reason, last minute they decided to cut it to 5. So yeah, it just turned into a full-on squash match.
Yeah,
but I guess that was his way of redeeming himself for practically squashing Sammy at the Money in the Bank and then losing with one haluva kick, you know?
Yeah, I felt I didn't really take anything off of this either way. Like I would have been okay with any one of these men getting the win. But I felt that Braun getting it now was basically, the passing of the torch moment. I remember Mike mentioned earlier that maybe this is about the time for Sammy to elevate and go main event level. Okay, maybe
go back there, yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot playing around up there now with what happened later on in the night. But is Braun Breaker ready to be the star?
I think so. I really do think so. He's come in and he's just been killing it. Like he's so gifted. Like,
yeah, it's crazy because it's so much his dad and so much his uncle at the same time.
It is. You would think they gave birth to him. No, I mean he's fantastic. He's got a great look. He's killer in the ring. He's pretty decent on the mic. I mean, he doesn't talk that much, but when he does, it's like short, sweet, it's to the point. And why not? Of course, my doorbell goes off.
Oh, of course. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It happens over here as well. It happens as well. Anton says, hell yeah, rough. Wrestling fan Frankie says footwork. Selly is athleticism. Steiner's awesome. Listen, he's even the way that he hits his spears or he hits just running the ropes. It looks dangerous, but apparently he works well.
No, he's fantastic. I mean, as long as no one's getting injured with his aggressiveness, we're good. I think this was a good choice. Put the IC belt on a younger guy. Elevates him and keeps the belt feeling fresh,
Right. I got some chats going on over here, and IG predictable outcome aren't bad when they aren't a stupid swerve. House of Ultimate says Judgment Day is still a group, or is it over? We'll see later on during the night what happened there. There's possibilities of they stay together and they kick the other two out, or we'll see, but we'll get that. Like I said, this match lasted over just almost 6 minutes, and wasn't mad. Braun got the win here. Good for him.
Yeah.
Next up, we get LA Knight versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship. I laugh because I have to sit there and read with Machine Gun Kelly.
That why? What was the point of that? Like, really? Machine Gun Kelly. I mean,
I
I guess
mean,
he brings his celebrity friends with him everywhere he goes, you know?
right. But I would say he's been experienced. He's had his moment in WWE before. Uh, he knows Kevin Owens pretty well, so I know he got that
Yes.
going. And I guess we're really gonna see what's gonna play out with now that the fans got what they want. First of
Mhm.
all, the match itself, LA Knight just always looks impressive. But once again, who really impresses me is fucking Logan Paul. I don't care what anybody tells me.
Yeah, as much of a little socialite spoiled brat he is, the dude has skills. He has
It just
skills.
it just annoys me when he says he's from Puerto Rico. Like,
I know.
no,
Bro, like you're from where is he from? Ohio?
it's from Ohio. He's like from the outskirts of Cleveland. Like,
Like, dude, really? Yeah.
yeah,
No, but
the moonsault was perfect. Like he's got it.
totally.
He's got it.
That was a clean moonsault.
Yeah.
Arch, beautiful. You know? I mean, it would have been better if we got to see more of him actually take because it feels like he was just doing it as a hobby, you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
If he would have been there every week defending the belt, saying, "Hey, I'm doing this for real. I am going to be a fighting champion." I would take him more seriously.
Yeah, I've often said that his job was to bring the notoriety
Mhm.
to the belt, show it off, have it hang out with other people, bring it out there to the world, let them see that what's going on, especially on the socials and such like that.
But
But
did it make that much impact though?
I kind of think so because there's so many, and in certain ways it was because there was a lot of individuals who weren't watching wrestling, especially at the bar, the Seneca. They would watch it from the sideline. They were like, Logan Paul wrestles? And I'm like, oh yeah. And he's actually pretty good too.
Okay.
And they were actually captivated by watching it. And they were like, wow, like, yeah, he seems legit. Because every time we really see like a celebrity, they're usually goofy. I always think about like Snooki, like that kind of thing.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. So but when we saw McAfee come in, take it as serious as he did, when
Mhm.
we saw hell, Bad Bunny when he came in and
Oh,
took it as serious as he did.
yeah. I would
So
love to see him back in WWE.
oh yeah. Damien already said he'll love to do it one more time. He'll like to run it back one more time with him.
God.
They show footage of Finn, JD, and Dom and Liv arriving together with no Carlito. Interesting. Interesting.
He seems like he's borderline.
Yeah. Remember, he's supposed to be like a recruit. So
Yeah. His
interesting.
his IG stories have been interesting because he's like, it's gonna be an interesting Monday while he's sipping on a cup of coffee.
He had his Butelo going. He was ready to go.
Yeah. He's not really discussing where he stands yet.
So we get the result here. The fans finally get what they want. They get what they came for. We get LA Knight defeating Logan Paul with Machine Gun Kelly, and they tried to cheat. They were gonna
Yeah.
use the brass knuckles. They were gonna cheat.
Always.
But yeah, and the pop. I was just so happy that he got the pop that he was waiting for.
It's about time to give him something. I mean, he grew organically. Everyone loves him. Like, how can you not? How can you not? Like, the guy has everything.
Remember, they put him in a shitty stable with such a bad gimmick as the maximum male models.
All three of them.
Yeah, and rather than bitch and moan, he took it, worked it, and when the time came, the powers that be said, "Listen, scratch that. You're going back. We're gonna put you back where we wanted you to be at before." So,
and maximum male models, they're doing their thing now in AEW.
yeah,
they
and
are.
I like it. Do you like the way that they transitioned and they took it with them and was still able to own it?
Yeah, and they're doing it in their own way without it looking like a mockery,
right?
For certain sexuality, certain genders. Like, they're killing it. They owned it. They're hysterical.
Yeah, I like it too. And they played off so well because they go off on Twitch. They have their interaction with the fans and all that. That's why it's building and when you get guys like like the two of them who were just coming in fresh eyed into the business, they learned the business quick because they said, hey, listen, you got to take what they give you, and this is what I got to work with.
Right, correct.
Oh my god, his press conference was hilarious. I did think he was on Twisted off the hard Mike's Lemonade.
Yeah, we didn't get to hear it, right? Because they turned off the audio.
Yeah.
I'd have to watch it on YouTube.
Next up, we get for the WWE Women's Championship, we get Bailey versus Nia Jax, with many have said this is probably the best showing that Nia Jax has ever had.
Absolutely. No, she did. She looked really good. She's been looking very good since she's come back.
What
She's
is it
really
that Mike said on Instagram? Is JD Dom and Liv versus Rhea, Priest, Carlito, and Bad Bunny. Well, all right, Mike. This is why you're not going to be in the booking. You're not on the creative right now, Mike. It's not there. But were you nervous for Nia, being as though that we've seen how stiff that she can be at times?
What specifically this match?
Yes, because she can hurt somebody any moment.
No, not really. I watching the last few months since she's made her return, like she's really shown that she took seriously the time off, because we saw that she was training while she was off.
Right.
Before she came back, she lost the weight. She was training in the ring, I think with Moose, right?
Yes.
I think Moose was training her.
Yeah.
And you can see, like, she said, it's like something in her said, you know what? I need to take this seriously. I can't let that happen again. And since she's been back, she looks much safer and more comfortable in the ring. So when this match came, especially with somebody like Bailey, who's so experienced, I knew this match was going to be great.
Yeah, we've seen spots, but I'm also hearing that there's also certain instances where she's been taught the way of making it look like it's bad when it's not. It's almost when we see, like, years ago when Yokozuna would do the Banzai drop.
Right.
And check out Ari and Mike coming soon with their show History in Headlocks, man. They'll be touching up on topics like that as well, and the transitioning of where we are at now in wrestling. But with her, she's especially that spot with Lyra Valkyria.
Ooh,
I was like, oofa,
I thought she was injured. She broke a rib.
Yeah, I was like, oofa. Shout out to our boy, your girl's favorite referee, our boy Angel's in the IG. What's going on? Hey. So Bailey as well. She is such a pro. Like, honestly, Bailey is a pro.
I love her. She's so great. I mean, she was born to do this.
There are some that are speculating maybe this is probably going to be her last run in WWE, and maybe she wants to venture out to other places. Do you see that happening?
I don't think. You know what? I don't know. I don't think so. She seems like a lifer to me. I can't. I mean, not that I can't see her going to like AEW or maybe even doing a little tour of Japan. I don't know. I can't see her just walking away from WWE.
Yeah, it reminds. It's the same thing what everybody was talking about with like Becky or like with Seth. It's like some of these people, you would like to see the dream matches happen, but I think right now with the relationship that WWE is having with TNA and give or take of what people are their thoughts on what's going on in AEW, some people are just like born bred WWE, and that's just what they are.
It's like saying Randy Orton's going to go to the AEW. Like, never. No way.
What was your thoughts about just the whole relationship that's been transpiring with Tiffany Stratton and Nia? By the way, the bag is cute. Is it a cute bag?
It's cute. I like it. Yeah, I a lot of people were like, "Oh, she's gonna cash in." I'm like, she just got this new briefcase. She's not cashing it in yet. She's gonna cherish it for a little bit. But there were a few moments there where I thought she was going to turn on her. She gave that look, like she kept staring at her from the side while they were together. But yeah, Nia should watch her back.
By the way, like Mike said, is like she's not gonna cash in. They still gotta sell that bag on WWE Shop. We still got time for that.
Cute, a cute little Barbie bag, you know.
Mike makes a mention on Instagram. He says Bailey can help establish the women's mid card belt. Yeah, that belt is coming soon, and yeah, she can help get that push going on as well for that title. I'm excited for it.
Good. Even if she's not the one that carries it, she could help somebody out. Lyra,
yeah,
I could see Lyra.
Yeah, help elevate it, get it up and running, because you know I know a lot of people say, well, you know, there's too many belts. It's not really too many belts in WWE right now. Right now, the only two belts I would say after with the mid card that I would have liked to see make a return is the cruiserweight title. I would love to see something of that, but I guess that's the speed title now, right?
I guess so.
And I would love to see a TV title that's defended every week.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't had one yet.
Right.
Yeah. I think that would be a good.
Oh, you know what? You know, there's just some people who jump on Instagram and have to make like comments like, finally a woman that knows about wrestling on your podcast. You know, like is it really about that? It really yes, I'm trying to get the key demo of females 19 to 49 as well. Yes. I'm trying to use that as well, but still.
From my experience, I know plenty of women know their wrestling. I'm not the only one.
Shout out to Chrissy, who's in the next room on your side.
Right now.
Comment. Playing with her new phone. There you go. So yeah, Nia gets the win here. I was really happy for her too, man. Like this is like a growth for her. She was another one that was on the outs, had been gone, was dropped by the company for some time, made her way back. They had belief in her, and sure enough, she showed improve.
She sure did. She did exactly what she had to do.
Next up, we get for a grudge match, and I know this was your favorite match going in. Hey, I know this because we know how much you're a fan of the punkster himself. Sure. Ben says I was happy with Nia winning since she came back. She's been very, very good. Yeah, see, she got fans.
She is. Oh yeah, of course. Plenty of male fans, that's for sure. You guys love her.
Wah wah wah. So
curves.
We got CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with special guest referee Seth freaking Rollins. I was telling you guys that they were really trying to push that ref cam thing because they wanted it so much for this match. And after a while, I guess the battery pack fell off, and Seth was like, "Man, fuck this."
Honestly, I thought maybe I missed points throughout the show, but I only saw them use it maybe twice or three times.
Yeah.
Pointless.
Yeah. But other than that, for me, I took more of what was the dynamic of the three of those men in the ring. And mind you, there was some who had shout out to Kicking It with Keith, who mentioned that this had a lot of SummerSlam 97 vibes. So I could see that whole Shawn, Brett, Taker kind of mix going on, especially with here.
Definitely.
So by the way, did you love Seth's attire coming into the ring?
I like the top. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on something like that, minus the logo, the lace, the little sparklies. It was cute.
Between me and you, me too. I would like the same outfit. I want the same outfit as well. Nobody heard that, right? Nobody heard that. Nobody. The mics were off, right? Nobody heard that.
He could pull off even the outfit he wore on Raw. I'm like, I want that outfit from top to bottom. It's the top. Like he could pull it off. Like who would have thought years ago that Tyler Black could pull this off, right?
I know, right? He's another guy, like I said, just knows the business, knows how the business works. You might hear a gripe from him here and there, but it's nothing ever really major. And whatever it does, it just plays into angles and storylines. That's what makes him great as well. So going into this match, we have a returning Punk from injury. Everybody was on pins and needles, hoping that he didn't
just
he didn't
walking out.
exactly. Like, remember, like, he did it in AEW, jumped into the crowd, got a few months.
Yep.
And of course, you know, the alpha male who comes into the ring, Drew McIntyre. I'm telling you, even I have to clutch my pearls and go, oh,
that's a stunner.
hello, Mr. McIntyre. Hello.
My
But
Lord.
you know, you feel the heat, you felt the energy there. You felt like there's the tension there.
Mm-hmm. That crowd was hot for that match.
Were you surprised it didn't close?
Wait, what?
I said, were you surprised that it didn't close, that it didn't main event?
Nope.
Okay.
Cody will always main event no matter what.
Depending, because remember he opened up on I believe he opened up Cardiff, I believe it was.
Oh, that's right, with AJ. Yeah. But I think in this case they were going to close it because we knew. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Ben says somehow Seth manages to make HBK look masculine with such a tie outfit.
It works. He works it. He owns it.
Just the match itself, regardless of what everybody thought was going to be the play going on between Seth and the two combatants as well, I thought that the chemistry between these guys were it's solid. Like you said, you got two vets in there, and it could have just gone either way when it happened. When all things occur, we got the pop moment when Punk gets his bracelet back, which he was long gonna get. Then bam, yep, not for long. Seth
had it. He's like, I'm just protecting it for you. This bracelet, my Lord.
I know, but it's also the way that they played. Drew has become like the quintessential heel that we've been wanting to see for a long time. Remember him in his early days, the chosen one and such. And now to become the master figure that he is now, especially manipulating social medias and such, has been great.
Oh my God, King Troll. But I appreciate it too, because it's like he's like, I'm not the bad guy here. Why am I the bad guy? Why did you turn on me? It's almost very similar to like Hangman right now in AEW, where he's like, I didn't do anything. Why do you hate me? Why did you choose him? Like they're doing a great job with that. I actually kind of like that. It's almost like an anti-hero kind of.
Yeah.
Like he's like you want to hate him because of whoever he's against, but at the same time you love him. You can't help but love him.
Shades of Brett as well. Like
yes, when he was like, fuck USA.
Yeah. And it's like well, why are you booing me? And then especially when he had against like Shawn, or even the Stone Cold effect, it was like, hey, wait a minute.
That's where it really happened with Stone Cold. Yes,
I know that's been covered multiple times on many shows, but that's actually really good deep dive for you guys on history and headlocks.
Anything with Brett, I will deep dive it.
Of course. That's what we share our affinity for Brett. We do have the love for him. My Brett is up here. There he goes.
Yeah, mine's in the living room.
My Brett right here. Hi.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So by the way, they just released a Funko Pop of Ice Spice. I might need to get that. I don't know why.
Priest Funko Pop. I'm still waiting for that one.
Which one?
Damian Priest.
I think you know what? I'll find out, because I think I did see that there's a release for it coming out soon.
It better be, because I need to add that to my collection.
I'll check it out. So this match went 17 minutes. We get a Drew McIntyre win here. Wasn't upset at this at all, even though I am a Punk guy, but I was okay with this, because once again, it's three individuals who know how to do business, and they know what the long story is here, and it's not going to drag out anytime longer than we expect. So,
and the match ended up being much better than I thought it was going to be.
Right. Oh, well, look at you.
I'll give Punk the credit. He looked decent in the match. He was blown up after like 2 minutes, but he kept up. He was able to keep through.
It happens.
But he kept up with Drew. He was even able to pick him up 2 times and put it, trying to do the go to sleep. So
Right.
I'll give him that credit. They put on a very, very good match.
Next
Kept everybody in.
Next up, we get for the World Heavyweight Championship, we had Damian Priest versus Gunther. This was a big match as well. I think we pretty much had an idea who was going to go over here, but I have to say that just as much as Gunther could give, Damian was giving it back as well.
Beating his ass. He made him bleed.
Yeah, it made him bleed. I was even more impressed with the fact that I think Bret Hart made a mention that the name of the show is going to be "We Love Bret Hart," but he had mentioned that that's one aspect of wrestling that needs to be stopped, which is the chops. I always believe that there's a time and place for it, and I think that this was one of those key moments that needed to be in display for this match. What was your thoughts with how Damian handled himself against Gunther?
Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, I didn't expect Gunther to like squash the guy. The dude's bigger than him, It was going to be a meat match. It was going to be the meat match of the night, and they did a fantastic job. He was kicking him, he was chopping him, he was throwing him around, like showing Gunther, like, "Hey, I'm not playing. I am a serious competitor, a serious challenger, unlike what you've been saying about me the last few weeks."
Yeah, and I also like the fact that it played off the fact that it wasn't going to be what everybody thought it was going to be. That it was just going to be Gunther going through with like a buzzsaw and
No.
making it show that Damian has the will. That's why he was a fighting champ. And when you get the turn that happens during this match, it kind of gives more of the reason why the comeback for Damian is going to be something bigger.
Yeah, I still feel he should have been able to hold on to that belt for at least till Survivor Series. I just feel like 4 months was just not enough. Especially like he just turned face a few weeks ago. The fans were rallying behind him. It just felt like give him a little more time as a face champion. Then he could lose to Gunther or somebody else. Especially after watching the documentary. I was watching it earlier today. And I just felt like a stab in the heart. Like you take the belt away from him and then you air this now. So we see how he struggled and fought tooth and nail to get to where he is today. Stab in the heart. Stab in the heart. I was like, Jesus Christ.
You almost making me feel bad.
I know. Like when he said, like there were some things that he said that he went through, and I'm like, oh my God, like nobody should have to go through this.
So glad Gunther won. Feel bad for Priest. Yeah, I mean,
he wasn't.
I would have waited for the next pay-per-view to do it because he would have been closer to his home country. But
that's what I expected.
But I also believe that they want him walking in with that title. So that's the big look.
I get it.
So, but then we get the turn. Finn, you wascally wabbit, you. We knew that there was cracks in the armor. We already saw that there was going to be something happening here. I'm one of those that would have seen it happen more on Raw, but you basically saw it just go down right then and there.
Yeah, I was actually curious to see if it was going to happen because we already saw Dom do it with Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, are they gonna kind of do another like almost like a duplicate storyline here on the same show?
Right.
But at the same time, it kind of works because now you get to see what's going to happen tonight. Who's with who? What's going to happen?
Right. To me, it's now going to be it's a good realignment. The Judgment Day's been going. Listen, they had to shift when Edge created it. They booted him out. Then now we had the two big faces of the crew took an L, and now their whole thing is like, we don't need you anymore.
Efren makes a good point. A year to the day he cost Finn a match.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
So that was like his payback. Yeah, like you cost me, I cost you. Although I would have figured. I don't know. In my head, doing the fantasy booking of this match, I thought that we would see Finn actually purposely, intentionally help him, not to help him retain, but to show him, hey, Damien, you see, you can't do it without me. You need me to help you keep the belt. Now I want that belt.
Right. So.
But
it's and plus, we just learned that Finn is another one. He's not going anywhere. He's gonna finish his career in WWE. So
yeah.
So he's done. He's good to go. Next up, we get the main event. I might actually have the a drop for that. Hold on one second, because I want to sound fancy when I do it. Do I have? Oh, here it goes. We get Cody Rhodes, our Lord and Savior.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And it's just crazy, like just the road that he's been upon and like how things has happened for him. And you thought about the first prodigal son returning when it was Drew McIntyre, then we got the other one who's come back, and then what a ride he's been for the past few years in WWE. Right. Now he's in a match with Solo Sikoa in a Bloodline Rules match for the undisputed WWE Championship. Shit, this match almost went half hour. Almost
as always. Overbooked as always.
He's just a show off. Like, really? Do we need to do this?
Yeah.
So, all in all, going in, you pretty much had a good idea of how this was going to play out. You got the run-ins that was going to happen with Bloodline and such. You knew he was going to get that. Shout out to our boy Jacob Fatu, man. He suffered an injury during that match, but they say he's pretty good right now. He's wearing a boot, but the best part about it is like I see the picture of him and he's sitting in it. He's like at a deli, like it look like he's at a bodega or some shit like that. Right? And I'm like, yep. I said, that's Jacob. He's looking for you. Yo, I wish this was in New York. Oh, so we got a chopped cheese.
Oh my gosh.
But the match itself, what was your thoughts about the match all the way through?
Well, I'll be honest. Like I told you on Saturday, I really wasn't too invested in the build-up for the match.
Right.
Solo's just not it for me. It's just not it for me. And the brothers that came in, they haven't really been impressing me either. And like I said, it just felt like every week it was them beating up on Cody or beating up on Kevin, beating up on Randy. There was nothing exciting. There was nothing that made me say, oh, I gotta watch this match. Right. So while it's happening, like you said, even at one point you're like, hey, you're not watching. And it's not that I wasn't watching, it's just it wasn't gripping me. It wasn't gripping me until we saw Jacob run out. And we knew, okay, here it comes. Crazy. Everyone else came out. And the build up to the ultimate return.
Yeah. And I saw a lot of people who jumped up on there and they were like, that they were happy for a Roman return. I was too. Like, to be honest with you, I was not upset with the Roman return. I thought that maybe down the line it could have been a little bit better. And even still, his return, it's only a one shot, so it doesn't mean that he's gonna be on TV again soon. Like it could be that's the reason. You get a couple of more promos for Solo and such being upset about what happened, and doesn't automatically mean that he'll be back on Friday on SmackDown, or does it? And that's what I'm loving about what's happening with the booking with WWE now. Because once again, we mentioned before, it could be predictable, but they could always still find a way to have that twist.
Yeah.
Roman is advertised for SmackDown for Friday. See, look at that shit.
Okay. I mean, I expect him to be on SmackDown, definitely. But I also think that if whatever happened with Jacob, injury wise, they may have had to improvise a little bit.
Right.
So maybe things were going to play out differently with Roman entering the ring and doing what he did.
Right.
I'm not sure. Yeah, obviously, I don't know what they had in mind, but it just felt like they kind of had to do a last minute improvisation there while Jacob was outside.
And you know what? It worked, and it worked, especially to get that pop that he got on his return. You thought about it, like, for, I mean, shit, since Roman had been the one that's gonna be the torch carrier for the company so many years ago, they wanted to anoint him, and they
Mm,
put him in so much babyface positions in which, like, people were like, oh my god, really, why are we doing this? And then, COVID happens. We got his leukemia diagnosis. He goes away. He comes back this super monster heel that everybody was like, thank God we got this guy back. And then
right.
he had such a tremendous run with the title and the bloodline stuff. Is it shocking to see that he gets the ovations that he's getting now?
I always just found it funny that a year ago everybody was like, "Oh, he needs to go away. He needs to get off the TV. They gotta get this belt off this guy." Right? Everybody was just like, "Ugh." They got what they wished for, and then they were immediately like, "We want Roman. He needs to come back.
Uh,
We need him now." Like, why did he go away in the first place?
well, maybe, but everybody had the same sentiment that you are. Just like, oh, these guys are just not doing it for me.
I mean, I've seen that sentiment across a lot of outlets.
Well, Mike says Vince is crying in his hole because Roman finally went to be to the level he wanted. It's true.
James, give me one moment. I need to
Sure.
plug in my laptop. All right, I'll be right
Oh,
back.
sure, no problem. That's all right, no problem. So, when it came to the Roman return, it really didn't bother me, either way, because you're gonna get the pop, and especially for a match like this, you would have had to find a way for Cody to fight from under. You would have had to find a way for Cody to get a win here. And what better way to do that than by having a returning Roman do it? It's what you're built for these pay-per-views for. The PLEs are for. That's what they're here for. So we can get these pops, so we can get these moments. Um, we have three PLEs that's coming up before. No, it's actually two before War Games. So we'll have the one overseas, and then we are getting the one for a Bad Blood, and that's a nice time to build storytelling, but also it's a nice time for how we're going to continue to roll out the Cody championship run. Are we going to skew away from the Cody head to heads with the bloodline still? Or are we going to lean into it a little bit more with a returning Roman? That's why I'm saying, like, right now, there's so many branching storylines that could happen, especially on SmackDown. Now that it's going to be on USA soon, they'll be debuting in USA soon. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Other than that, your thoughts overall with just SummerSlam as a whole, walking out once it was done?
I thoroughly enjoyed it from start to finish. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said earlier, I thought it was probably their best pay-per-view, right behind Night 2 this year, or PLE, I should say. I really liked how do I explain this? I really like the fact that this one's had 7 matches?
Yes.
Yeah, so like that, they need to have more than 5 matches because the pacing of this pay-per-view was perfect.
Right.
It didn't have like a half-hour video promo promoting that documentary for WrestleMania, or ads for Slim Jim that last 15 minutes. When they have that much space, they're going to lose their audience, especially when we're not paying $50 for it, right?
Exactly.
I'm just going to change it. I can watch this later on the replay.
Shout out to my boy on TikTok. He was a contributor to one of our episodes not too long ago. Our boy Anthony Velvet Hall. He makes a ton of stories. Indeed, yeah. There's a lot that could be played off there, and SummerSlam actually closed that out. Closing it out for the possibility of not being a single night anymore. We're gonna probably need more of those matches, and if you're gonna do 5 matches, you're gonna do 5 each or 6 each. And like I mentioned earlier, it didn't feel like it dragged.
No.
But other than that, we're gonna close it out on this. And oh my god, what time is it? Hey, we still got time. Roll will be on in a little bit. Ariana, let everybody know where they could get you at and where else. What's going to be going down the line with the show and such. And a reminder for them.
You can find me on IG at ariana.grande.com.
That's not you. That's no. I would have sworn.
I know why I said .com. All the dots got me saying .com over here. Also, you can find me on. That's where you can find me on IG. Looking forward to Mike and I having this great podcast. I'm really excited about it, as is he. He's really hyped up, and I can't wait to sit there and talk about the history of professional wrestling. I've been watching it since I was a little girl, so we have plenty of material to work with in my head.
I'm telling you, after a while, you start realizing, shit, now I know why I had all this stored. It was for me to release it some way. I have an outlet now to do it.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. So we'll be seeing that happen soon enough, and I'm sure you'll put out an announcement when it's ready to go.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And always, guys, make sure you follow us on Turnbuckle Tabloid on all the podcasting outlets as well as on the social, and especially, please subscribe, download, like, be a part of the vibe of the new network out there, New York Wrestle Media. Check us out on YouTube, on Twitch, and as well as on TikTok. TikTok, you'll get us on the Turnbuckle Tabloid page, but we'll be sharing content there as well. Big things coming out for us, man, and I want this to be more of an interactive experience for the viewers and the listeners as well. So, and of course, with contributors like Adi and Mike and much more being involved, it's going to be fun for us all.
Yeah.
You don't go anywhere because I have more to talk with you after the mics go off. But as for you guys who are watching on the live streams, thank you guys for partaking. And for those who are listening on the podcast right now, don't go anywhere. Stick around, much to talk about. And as always, I have to play the closing video because, our boy Mark doesn't know when the video ends. So I got to play it now. So see you guys in a second.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.